virus forces a quarantine.
What have you given me?
In 48 hours, they'll find out if they live or die.
It's incurable.
Until then, all hell will break loose.
Hey! You pig.
He's going into shock. Come on!
You're all nuts!
Another network has reruns, but Chicago Hope is all new when it moves to its new night tomorrow.
Laugh along with Dave, Marcello Mastroianni, Tim Robbins, Connie Chung, and more this week on The Late Show with David Letterman. Now your local news.
Coming up next on the late edition, a methane leak that's been plaguing one Virginia town just won't go away, at least not by itself. And we'll show you a New Year's marriage that's rolling off to a grand start. Also in national news, is it chemical warfare in Chechnya or Russian government propaganda? Those stories are up next. Stay tuned.
WJHL-TV 11, Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol.
From the Tri-City's first station, this is Eyewitness News Late Edition.
Double house fire this weekend in the Roan Mountain community. One man faces arson charges. Good evening, I'm Ann Bailey. Thanks for joining us tonight on New Year's. Carter County authorities arrested a man this weekend in a suspected arson investigation. Officials say 37-year-old Russell Glenn Shell is charged with burning two houses worth $50,000 in the Sugar Hollow community. Sheriff's officials say Shell allegedly threatened to burn the two houses and then took a can of kerosene off a porch. Officials say the two houses were in flames 10 minutes later, leading the investigation to Shell. Shell's court date is set for January 3rd. A fire in Kingsport sent one woman to the hospital this evening. Kingsport police say they're still working on the investigation, but the fire was reported in a section of 3 condos on Manor Drive in the Ridgeville area. Officials say Mrs. Archer was taken to Holston Valley Hospital for stress related to witnessing the blaze. No other details are available at this time. Arson is not suspected. And vehicle accidents killed 2 in this region over the holiday weekend. 2-year-old Chad Strange died Saturday night on State Route 160 just south of Morristown. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says he was riding in his mother's lap when the car reportedly ran a stop sign and collided with another vehicle. The infant was thrown from the car. The driver, 21-year-old Robert Strange of Talbot, was not injured, but he is being charged with DUI, child restraint violations, and charges of vehicular homicide are also pending. A Bulls Gap man died in an unrelated accident early this morning. THP officials say 28-year-old James Collins was killed after he fell asleep driving, and his pickup truck ran off the road, struck a culvert, and overturned. A woman injured in a Saturday night accident in Johnson City is recovering. Hospital officials say 46-year-old Silvoni Hickman is in fine condition tonight. Police say Silvoni and Robert L. Hickman were injured in a 2-car accident on Browns Mill Road at Roan Street around 8 o'clock last night. A 6-month drug investigation in Washington County, Virginia has landed a high school teacher in jail. Authorities say 45-year-old Ronald Hugh Tallman was arrested Saturday. 2 pounds of high-grade marijuana valued at $4,000 were allegedly found at Tallman's residence. The seized drugs are valued at over $4,000. Tallman is a teacher at Abingdon's John Battle High School. He was taken to the Abingdon jail on $10,000 bond. And a methane gas fire is still plaguing the Virginia community of Appalachia. Methane continues to burn in an old water well following a Christmas morning explosion. Authorities say they will meet tomorrow to discuss how to alleviate the emergency situation. One official says they'll either plug the methane burning well or vent gas from underneath a garage, which was destroyed in the explosion. Officials say the situation in a nearby apartment building where dangerous levels of methane were found Thursday night is under control. Next Wednesday will be a big day in Washington, with media from throughout the world on hand to watch Republicans take control of Congress. Republicans say a revolution is coming through their contract with America. Tonight, Jay Siltzer tells us about that contract and some of the promises big-name Republicans made in 1994.
Republicans regained a majority in the Congress this year, vowing to shrink government, cut taxes, and renew traditional values through a contract with America. But do you believe them?
It's hard to say.
Your Congress can only do so much, and we're hoping for changes, but just have to wait and see, I suppose.
I sure hope so. I don't know. I think he'll work on it.
Hopefully, but they've been saying this for the past 200 years.
The contract with America includes a balanced budget amendment, a plan for taking back streets from criminals, cutting welfare, and strengthening defense. Many big-name Republicans jumped on the bandwagon for change earlier this year. So we thought it might be interesting to take some of the tapes, replay them, and let you hear some of their promises.
We're going to get about the welfare system that's failed this country miserably. We're going to get about a middle-class tax cut. We're going to get about reducing the scope and size of government. And we'll make some changes in the way they do business up there.
I think we're going to see a move towards a balanced budget, move towards a line item veto, a stronger national defense. We're going to look at health care reform with a market-based approach.
One congressman says it won't take long